So yeah, for sure. Speaking of books, one question we always ask is sort of top three books. It can be also personal and like philosophical. It doesn't strictly have to be business and finance. So of that fancy bookshelf back there, what are sort of the three top books you recommend anybody should read?
Yeah, so I get that question all the time as well, and it's so hard because I read a lot of books, right?
Good
So
man.
it's hard to pick and choose. I don't have a top three. If I had to give you a real answer, I don't have a top three. I'm constantly looking for better and better books. I'm constantly looking at different areas that I want to develop. Like I said, when I pivoted into the investing space and I really wanted to learn how to compound my money and build my wealth over the long term, and the investing space is something I want to eventually venture into, probably full time. And really be building my own portfolios and managing my own portfolios. I don't know about a fund or anything, but just that lifestyle is really appealing to me and it checks off all my boxes. So, I'm reading a lot of books on that topic. So it really depends. Top three is a tough one. I'll just kind of try to give you some off the bookshelf and, see what I would recommend. One that I recommend to everybody pretty much all the time is The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon has a lot of principles of money, a lot of the laws of gold, as it says in the book. It's based on a narrative and a story, and it's a little bit more Old English, so you have to read through it and get through the story, but the rules are there, the laws are there. And in my experience of reading a lot of books on money and accounting systems and things like that, a lot of the principles come from The Richest Man in Babylon, or at least from that era. So I would read that book.
Never heard of that. So that's a new one for us because I ask this question often. So that's good.
Really? Okay, I'm surprised. Yeah, I talk about that one all the time. So I've read that one 4 or 5 times, and I'll continue to read it. It's just some of the very basics of the rules of money and wealth and finance. I did a YouTube video actually on this just recently on the 5 laws of money and wealth, and it was based off The Richest Man in Babylon. So I love that one. I love that book for sure. I'll give you a book that I've read recently that I
Let's
love.
do it.
Right? Let's take a pivot away from these old schools. One that I've read recently, and this is my second time going through it again. I'm on chapter 8 right now, actually. Second time going through it. It's called Winning by Tim Grover. It's called
Mm.
Winning the Unforgiving Race, I believe is what it's called, the full name. But just look up Winning by Tim Grover. Tim Grover coached Michael Jordan, Kobe, a lot of successful athletes. And his other book is Relentless, which I also love. But this book, Winning, I went through it once a month or so ago when it first came out. It's a new book and that he's launched, and it was an incredible book. I loved it. I think it covers a lot of the raw and real aspects of winning, of becoming successful in business, in life, and it's a no sugar coated, no BS, no shortcut type of book. So it might be hard for some people to read. I've actually recommended this to all my friends and coworkers and things like that as well, or people in my business. And one thing that I've heard back a lot is it's a hard read because it,
Mm.
it, it makes you confront yourself and whether you're really committed to winning or not. And it's kind of that type of book. So for
I
anybody
love
who's
that.
more sales minded, entrepreneur minded, the A type kind of driven personality, I think this is going to be one that hits home for you. And that would be my second recommendation. For a third one, let me just look back and really see if
Go
I can
for
come
it.
up with one here. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Let's just give a shout out to our Canadian fellow, Jordan Peterson. 12 Rules for Life is right here behind me. And I have that facing out as well. So let's just say that. Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. I love that book. I've read it a couple times. So we'll give that as a recommendation.